All right, guys, I want to talk about keto. Normally, I talk a lot about fitness stuff. I do talk about nutrition stuff sometimes, but I recently have kind of been digging into and participating a little bit more frequently in a lot of the keto groups that are out there on Facebook, talking with a lot more keto influencers on social media and kind of getting into that realm a little bit, partially because even though I'm carnivore is a keto style diet. And there's a big need, I think there's a big hole in the fitness piece of nutrition that a lot of people focus on nutrition and they don't really know what they need to do or what they can do for fitness. Fitness is really big and it can be overwhelming. And that's kind of what I do, right? Is I try to help people understand how they can take fitness concepts and work them into their life. But that being said, I am on a daily basis, multiple times a day. There are a couple of things that I'm seeing in these groups that hopefully we can get this video passed around. I don't know how this is going to work, but there's just questions that I want to clear some things up for people if they have questions. A lot of people are getting started on keto, started on a ketogenic diet, and I want to kind of wrap people's heads around what that actually means, okay? Because I see people asking questions about stalls and weight loss, what they should eat on keto. Can I have this? Can I have that? This is really hard. I'm struggling. I can't do this. It's not sustainable. Help, right? So just a couple things to keep in mind. Any lifestyle that you choose to improve your health and fitness, okay? This is the first thing I really want you to get dug into your brain, okay? Anything that you choose to do should be something that you can maintain without stressing over it, okay? There is zero chance that you're going to keep up with something if you're freaking out about it all the time, okay? It's going to stress you out. It's going to do more harm than good, okay? Counting your macros, worrying about every little thing that you put into your mouth. For a short term, maybe while you're learning what things happen and how things work in your body, there may be a period of time where counting your macros and doing that kind of stuff is great. But in the long term, you can't sustain that. You can't keep up counting every bite of food, right? Coming up with alternate materials and ingredients for different things, right? The idea is to keep it as simple as possible so that you can keep doing it, right? Any diet can be maintained. I take that back. Most diets can be maintained if you keep them simple and don't get confusing, don't make them complicated, and you just make it work for you, okay? Don't always worry about what everyone else is doing, what the keto police are saying you have to do, right? One of the ways that you can do that, okay, is to simplify how you define keto, all right? The ketogenic diet, okay, and I'm going to set this as a base to help people understand. There are many definitions depending on who you talk to and what keto is, okay? And most people define it by the percentage of macros, and how much fat, how much protein, how much carbs you have. You know, if you're under 50 grams of carbs a day, you're keto. If you're under 20 grams of carbs a day, you're keto. If you're 60% fat, you're keto. Like all these different things, okay? None of that matters, okay? The ketogenic diet is any diet that improves and increases your body's ability to burn fat for fuel. Period. I don't care how many carbs you have in a day, okay? If you can eat 50 carbs in a day and your body is primarily burning fat and improves its ability to burn fat and you lose body fat because your body is burning the fat on your body, then you are in a ketogenic diet. Some people can do it at 100 grams a day. Some people can do it at 50. Some people need to go down to 20, okay? The idea has nothing to do with the percentages of macros you put into your mouth. Okay? It has everything to do with how those macros affect your body's ability to burn fat. That is the purpose and the reason behind the ketogenic diet, okay? Get your body to burn fat as its primary fuel source, okay? And you won't have to eat as much fuel, especially if you have a lot of body fat. If I'm running around at 25, 30% body fat, and I'm trying to lose the body fat, then a 60% fat diet is not going to help me lose my body fat because I'm eating fat that my body's going to burn instead of burning it off of my hips, right? And my belly, okay? So what you eat is ketogenic in how it helps your body improve its ability to burn fat. That is a ketogenic diet. Don't get hung up on percentages. Don't get hung up on, I need a 50-50 ratio. I need, fat and protein and carbs and all. Don't make it overcomplicated, guys, okay? It does not have to be that much, okay? There's a simple way to look at it. We can talk about that in another video. I have a protocol that's based off of Dr. Naiman's protein to energy ratio that I've kind of tweaked in a way to apply it and make it a little easier for people to kind of wrap their head around and maintain a sustainable, a simple, right, way to look at fat, carbs, and protein and how to fit into your life, okay? But we can talk about that in another video. I just want to kind of remind everybody that the ketogenic diet is not about what you put in your mouth. It's about what it does to your body, okay? That's one thing. The second thing, if you are not exercising, this is going to take longer, okay? And I don't mean you need to go to the gym 5 days a week. I mean, you just need to do something. It actually helps if you're trying to be keto. If you're trying to get your body to burn fat, then the number one thing you can do is some kind of exercise to kick in your metabolism to try to get it to do more work in general, right? If I'm working out, I'm going to build muscle if I'm getting enough protein, right? If I'm working out, I'm going to burn more fuel, okay? If I just sit on the couch and cut back on my carbs, right, and start burning fat, as long as I'm not eating too much fat, right? If I'm eating too much fat, then I'm still going to be fat, okay? I'm not saying that fat makes you fat. Carbs don't make you fat in and of themselves. Too much carbs, too much fat is what makes you fat, okay? Exercising helps burn fuel. Fuel is fat and carbs, okay? Exercising helps build muscle. Muscle burns fat and carbs. Muscle burns fuel. Even when you're not exercising, the more lean mass you have, the more energy your body requires to maintain every day, okay? So, exercise is key, is key, is key, is key. If you've been doing this for a month or 2 months and you're like, I'm not losing any weight, exercise, okay? Lift weights, get your heart rate up, get that sweat on, work your body, okay? Third thing, the most common, and this is literally the most common question I see. I've been doing this for a week. I've been doing this for 2 weeks and I haven't lost any weight. What's wrong? What am I doing wrong? Okay, first off, a week is not long enough to know if anything's happening, okay? Give it a month. At a minimum, give it 4 weeks, okay? If you haven't lost body fat in 4 weeks, then we can talk about what are some things that you can do to tweak the diet, okay? Your lifestyle, exercising, too much fat, right? Things like that, right? There's other things that go into it. Stress, not getting enough sleep. There's so many different things that go into fat loss, okay? And that's the biggest thing I want you to realize, guys. We're not talking about weight. We're talking about body fat. The ketogenic diet, going back to the beginning, the ketogenic diet is about getting your body to burn fat. It is not about losing weight, okay? If you are getting enough protein and you are starting your work out, okay? Getting those weights moving, getting your body moving, okay? And you are cutting back on carbs because that is the easiest way to get ketogenic, right? burn fat, don't eat carbs. So you're not burning the carbs, right? That's what it's all about, low carb. Okay. If you're doing those three things, and 4, not eating too much other fat, then your body is going to start losing the fat you have already stored. Okay. And that's all it is. More protein, exercise, cut back on carbs, don't overdo the fat. If you want to add some fat in every once in a while, that's probably fine based on how well you're losing the fat. Okay. You have to give it time for your body to catch up, adapt, understand what it is that's going on, right? I've been shoving carbs in my face for the past 20 years. Okay. Oh, I'm going to stop eating carbs and adapt. Well, I haven't lost weight in 5 days. Something's wrong. No. Okay. Your body needs time to adapt and change, right? You're going to go through the keto flu. You're going to go through a period where you don't feel bad because your body's changing. Full adaptation to keto can take months for people. Okay. You could go a month and not lose anything. You could go 6 weeks and not feel different, right? It usually doesn't happen. Usually within a month, people are like, holy crap, this is amazing. But there's nothing saying that a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks in, you should see some drastic 30-pound, fat loss. Okay. Don't worry about that. Okay. Get off the scale, get a body composition analysis, in-body, DEXA, something that shows, taping, caliper, something that gives you body fat so that you can focus on your body fat loss, because that's going to tell you if you're in a ketogenic state. Okay. A whole topic for another day. Throw the strips away, throw the blood tests away, right? The easiest way to know if you're in a ketogenic state most of the time is if you're losing body fat. Done, right? I don't care if your body is burning fat and you're eating fat because it's not doing you any good. You could be keto 120% of the time, but if you're not losing body fat, why does it matter? Okay? Those are just a few things to keep in mind when you are asking questions as a beginner. Why am I not losing fat? What is this all about? How do I do this? Just remember, prioritize the protein, exercise, don't add fat. Okay. Those are the key the three things. Prioritize protein. I'm going to say it again. Prioritize protein, exercise, don't add fat. Those 3 things are going to get your body into a ketogenic state, right? And obviously 4, cut back on the carbs. How much you cut back on the carbs? Maybe I'll do another video and I'll break down what the PE ratio is and how to determine what that is. I have a graph that we can look at, kind of walk you through. But if you keep your carbs low and your fats moderate, which is completely different than what most people hear when they think keto. Keto is a high fat diet. Keto is making your body burn fat. Period.